Errol Spence, he been headhunting, man. Look, I'm here to set the record straight on this end, okay? Wasn't nothing fixed. Wasn't nothing planned out. Don't matter if he was in Texas. It don't matter if he was in Vegas. It don't matter. Man, that motherfucker could have been in Japan. He was gonna win that shit. I mean, y'all don't know how to give nobody they just do. Look, Ugas had a good ass fight. You know, he put up a good fight, and regardless if his eyes would beat shut or whatever, he still put a. It could have really, if he'd have kept going, and the fact that he stayed in it, it really could have went either way. But Earl took control of the fight. He took control of the fight. Now, early on, it was Ugas. Okay, I mean to a degree, and Earl was uh was being patient. But see, I don't know why y'all keep saying, "Oh yeah, he finally got some balls to call Terrence Crawford out and all this other stuff." No, that, that hasn't been that way. Okay, he ain't never ducked nobody. Earl Spence has never ducked no smoke, and see that's the problem with y'all. Y'all keep pushing these damn narratives, and it's not true. It's not true about him. That's the perception that you have of him. Look, he got into an accident. I've already explained this before. He got into an accident and then turned around months later and then was ready to go again. In which some people thought that he was 80%. And he wasn't him. He wasn't quite to his full self in the Danny Garcia fight. And some people are saying that he's not himself in this fight. I disagree with that. Now, is he looking better than what he was like, some years ago and all this other stuff? No, I'm not gonna say that. And I'm gonna put it to you like this: anybody that would have received that shot that he received, I bet you 9 times out of 10, some of the other opponents would have failed. Okay, Ugas in the previous fight when he fought Pacquiao didn't fight with anybody with that length. He didn't fight a guy that was a that was extremely problematic southpaw. He just didn't. I'm sick of the narratives. I'm tired of people saying, okay, yeah, oh, he finally got the ball. Man, Earl Spence Ben had the motherfuckers, man, and he's always held his nuts. All right, pause. Stop it with the cap, man. Ugas brought it on himself. Okay, did he fight a great fight? Yeah, he fought a tremendous fight. He was a warrior. And when they stopped until they stopped it in the 10th and everything, but you know, look, he knew the situation that was going on. Everybody inside of it knew the situation that was going on. They knew that Terrence Crawford was having some issues with trying to get everything negotiated. And to be honest with you, I'm not gonna sit up here and say that Terrence Crawford was ducking him either. We knew what the situation was, man. Look, now they about to get it. Okay. Now, did we want them to fight like 10 years ago? Absolutely. Everybody wanted to fight each other. Well, at least the fans. That's what the fans wanted. They wanted to see Thurman. They didn't want to see just Porter fighting all these motherfuckers. Right? Porter win, loss, or draw, fought everybody. What's up with it, Stephen Green? listen, he's unified right now. Okay, once he gets this fight, Stephen, he's gonna be solidified. I mean, he's already solidified in everybody's books around here because I mean he doesn't duck no smoke regardless of what everybody. There's some guys, and it's sad. It's some dudes that's trying to push the narrative that he ducking. There's some guys that's up in here pushing that narrative that Crawford is ducking. And if you go back to my videos and stuff, and you go look at them, Stephen, hey, I never said that Crawford was ducking anybody. That's the one thing I didn't say, and I've given him his props. I just always wanted to see Terrence Crawford up against, uh, and in my opinion, I felt like he didn't have enough to beat Errol Spence. But do I think it's going to be a hell of a fight? Yeah, it is. It's not going to be no easy work or none of that. What's up with it, True Viking Queen? I see you in the building. It's not going to be no easy work or anything like that. Well, I mean, look, Terrence Crawford will have his. Listen, I'll put to you like this: a a supremely gifted like Earl Spence will give anybody problems. Terrence Crawford can switch and do all that other stuff, but Errol Spence will be able to neutralize and be able to adapt. That's what it's solely about. Everybody thinks that, oh yeah, he's just gonna go in there and he's gonna have his hands full. I'm not talking about Terrence Crawford. I'm talking about Errol Spence. He gonna give him no Errol Spence. I don't think people understand his ring IQ. Listen, the fact that he almost got knocked out. Look, hey, it happens. It's boxing. You're supposed to get hit. Mayweather got rocked. Everybody, the greatest done fell. Canelo done got rocked. Everybody done got rocked. Devin Haney done got rocked. But listen, it's how you stay and be able to adapt and be able to keep going and stuff. Everybody was also surprised. They think off of one hit, oh um he's supposed to lose and all this other stuff. No, it's how you keep going and it's how you respond and how you finish too. I mean, I want to see. Listen, okay, believe it or not, Stephen. I'm gonna be honest with you. Okay, I I know everybody's pushing for Spence and Crawford. I I would want I wanted to see that fight several years ago. You know what I'm saying? But they're at their peak, so. But the reason why I wanted to, because be honest with you, I wanted to see a trilogy between those guys because in everybody's opinion, they were at the top of the welter. They was at the top of the 147. They were at the top of 147. But see, now you got guys on the come up that are possibly doing head hunting. And don't worry, y'all. I'm gonna touch on basketball. I've been real busy, and we got a lot to talk about. Got a lot to talk about. I've been extremely busy, y'all. I had to take a couple days off, man. To chill with my family. But see, okay, in my opinion, okay, the next face of boxing is gonna be Shakur Stevenson. Okay, and who's gonna be running it with him is gonna be Devin Haney, regardless of what anybody wants to say, and it's gonna be Tank, regardless of what anybody say. And the guy that nobody's talking about, Steven, that I think you know, is Jerron Ennis, that nobody is talking about. And hell, even when we talk about the Hispanic side, listen, I like Isaac Cruz, Pitbull. I like that guy because of his style and he has power. And listen, and check this out, power in a boxing game is very entertaining. You think about it, it's a very showman like thing to knock somebody on their ass. Nah, Ugas, listen, Ugas is he's gonna be what he is. I mean, he's listen, he didn't really. A lot of people are saying that he didn't let his hands go, but you got to understand that nobody fixed this fight. Everybody's sitting here saying, "Oh yeah, well, just because he was in Texas, he won and all this other stuff." Like I said again, that, listen, Ugas knew he had his hands full. He knew, okay, wait a minute, this isn't Pacquiao I'm fighting. This isn't Sean Porter that I'm fighting. You fighting a guy that's on a whole nother level. I don't think people understand the magnitude of like when you talk about, because I have Earl Spence as the number one pound for pound fighter. You know, in the 147, the face of boxing is Canelo, and Earl Spence is one of those guys that won't back down from a challenge. He'll be willing, with the money and everything like that. Now, don't get me wrong, he does care about the money and everything, but at the same token, I think he knows that his time is he doesn't have a big clock. Everybody acts he looks young, but he's not young. He's young enough to keep going in terms of his peak. But at the same token, he's only got a good, 6 more years before he hits 40 and everything, and then he'll be like, it's kind of like when Cruz fought Gamboa. You don't want to be some. A lot of guys don't want to be 40 years old in the ring. There's some guys that do, like Triple G and stuff. Nah, like Canelo, he's trying to accomplish things before he gets a certain age and stuff. And I think that that's what Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence want to do. I think that that's really what they want to do. But we need to stop it. We need to stop with all this stuff talking about Earl Spence finally had enough balls to call him out and stuff like that. That's not the truth, man. That's not the truth. And a lot of people will come in here saying that the LDBC is biased towards either one of the five. Look, you have a lot of guys that within the LDBC that fuck with both fighters, but they think one is on the other level. And then you have other guys that feel like, okay, well, this guy, he's not as good as the other one or whatever, and this guy is ducking and everything. Me, I don't feel like either one is ducking. I've never said that. To me, ducking somebody would be what some people would said about Thurman. To be honest with you, if we really want to, hash that out and open Pandora's box, so to speak. I mean, we could really talk about people ducking each other and stuff like that, and ducking the smoke and stuff. Like I don't like. Okay, I was talking to Young the other day, Sterling Young. Shout out to him. A lot of people got this perception that Tank is ducking Garcia. Oh, no, 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 no. It was it was what you call Devin Haney was ducking Garcia, Ryan Garcia, or whatever. No, he's not. Devin Haney ain't ducking nobody. Just because the guy's not out there talking, like an Adrian Broner, running his mouth, talking like, about to get into a rumble at the fight, like like a Charlo and Benavidez and stuff like that, that doesn't necessarily mean that they ducking anybody. Oh yeah, thank you, babe. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, man. I have to. I have to. You know, and everybody has to. Everybody has to go through something. You man, you need a little downtime. I mean, us guys on here, man, we go hard at what we do, and I don't like to shortchange anybody. Y'all know I'm gonna come on here and go full throttle. I don't like to shortchange anybody. I like to give y'all the best. You know what I'm saying? But getting back to Spence and the point that I was saying about Devin Haney or whatever, man, Devin Haney is a he's not ducking anybody. You know, like everybody wants to sit up here and try to man, this dude is a humble savage. Look, they if he could have fought with the torn retina, that's how savage he is. He would have did it. But why do that? Why risk it? You have a touch chin. But I mean, he stood up. He didn't fall. And listen, even if he would have fell, wouldn't have been a big deal. He still would have had a chance uh, to win the fight. Ali done got put on his ass, right? And he lost the fight. Ali got put on his ass and he lost the fight. There's been a lot of fighters that have been put on their ass. Mike Tyson done been put on his ass. We know that. Evander. Everybody, man, everybody gets put on their ass. I know people gonna say, well, not Mayweather, but you know, he's a defensive wizard. But the fight that I want to see, besides uh, Spence and Crawford, which everybody obviously wants to see, and that's gonna generate a lot of money because I was having a debate in the barbershop about who which city is generating a lot more money, or I should say which area is generating a lot more money, Dallas or Las Vegas, because that's the competition. One year, a lot of people don't understand this, and you can do your research. Dallas AT&T Stadium generated 37 million more than Vegas did, and a lot of people don't know that. I forget what year it was, but everybody just, oh yeah, Vegas, 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 Vegas. Vegas isn't popping like how everybody thinks it is anymore. And what I have to let people know is that everybody's coming down here. You got to think about how many events are happening here in Texas. What's up with it, Mike? I see you in the building. But you got to think about how many fights, how many events are happening here. WrestleMania just happened here in Dallas. You also have the NCAA tournament. Okay, I mean, Cowboys are always going to be considered America's team, even though I don't fuck with the Cowboys like that. But everybody wants to go. Even some people, like, if they don't like the Cowboys or whatever, you think they're going to turn down tickets to go see an NFL game? Absolutely not. What's up with it, Trudy King? And I know you coming up in here to deflect, man. What you want, man? I know you feeling yourself. That was a nice spin move by Jason Tatum. Okay, nobody could have pulled off that spin move. You can't rig a game like that. And I wish people would stop saying, "Oh man, that game was rigged." How you gonna rig a spin move like that? Cut the cap. Anyway, shout out to True the King. But I mean, Dallas is where it's at. You said Spence is the type of fighter that can fight all styles. Didn't know Spence can take. Well, I mean, you see, Steven, that's the thing. Yeah, I don't know, man. I study people, and I study the actual games. I study the actual the fights and stuff like that. I don't just come on here based on highlights and all this other stuff. I look at their strong points and everything, man. I look at what can be countered, what can't be countered. I look at everything, and I'm talking about in all sports and everything. If you make a generalization off of just highlights and what you done heard instead of your own observation, then you'll never you'll never be able to fully grasp the situation going into whatever you're looking at. Like for instance, okay, you just said you were amazed. I wasn't shocked that he didn't fall because I knew the type of heart and toughness that he had. He might look, just because the guy looks is young looking or something like that, you get this perception, oh well, nah, he's weak. Or just like a Ryan Garcia, oh man, he young looking and or he young and he's all about social media. That don't mean that motherfucker's not tough. And then when it came to Tyson, look, and I know this is going to rub some people the wrong way. I really don't give a fuck what I'm about to tell you. I knew early on Tyson wasn't anything to be, feared because I had a family member that told me. He said he can't go to distance, and when he does go to distance, um, he's going to get exploited. He's gonna get exposed. And he didn't say exposed back then. He didn't say exposed in those words, but he said pretty much that he doesn't have enough skill necessary to contend with the other fighters if he runs up against a really great boxer. He's just going for the knockout and stuff like that. And I started seeing it and started paying attention even at a young age. And I was like, well, how we all I always get into a debate. That's why Tyson can't be considered on the level of an Ali, on the level of even and some people gonna get mad of a Mayweather or of even a like an Evander because he never beat a great heavyweight. He always lost, and that's not taking anything away from him. But when he ran into Lennox Lewis, guess what? When he ran into Evander Holyfield, guess what? Twice. When he ran into goddamn uh, Buster Douglas, even though Buster Douglas, you know what I'm saying, it is what it was. But and then people gonna mention, I think it was Larry Holmes and all this other stuff, but he was older by then. Well, hey, that's your opinion. Hey, Stephen, that's your opinion. A lot of people are picking Crawford. I got Spence, okay, because I just think that his ring IQ is much more superb. But he can't. I'm gonna tell you like this though, and a lot of people, I do agree with a lot of people. I think who was saying this? Uh, I think I want to say Blue Blood. Shout out to Blue Blood boxing. But I think Blue Blood was saying it was either Blue Blood or Town Biz, one of them. Shout out to both of those guys. I said this: he can't fight the same fight that he did against Ugas. He can't. The stuff that he was getting away with, against Ugas. He won't be. I will say that he won't be able to get away with Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford, don't get it twisted. He's a smart fighter, and his his IQ is more like a patient type of IQ. He doesn't come on until later in the fight. Man, Jacoy Royal, man, dog, you coming out of nowhere, my dude. Where the hell have you been, bro? Oh my God, man, Jacoy Royal, man, DFW in the building by way of Mesquite, man. How you feeling, brother? Man, bro. Hey, look, man, dog. Hey, y'all. My daughter was crying yesterday because she only got 2 eggs, man. When I took her to the little Easter egg hunt, man. Listen, man, them kids are savages, but listen, they couldn't hold nobody off at that Easter egg hunt, man. The cop tried to hold all them kids and stuff, man. Listen, dog, they wouldn't hold no kid. One kid went out. Everybody just, man, they went everywhere. And I was, man, listen, I was looking around because I thought, some of the adults was gonna start getting into it because if one of their kids would have got roughed up, then it would have popped off over there. Okay, okay, okay. I see you, man. Yeah, man. Man, good to hear from you, brother. Glad you pulled up, man. But just getting back. Did you go to the fight, Jacoy Royal? I couldn't even go, man. I couldn't even go. But getting back to Steven, you said it's gonna go 12 rounds. I wouldn't be surprised if it did. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, man. I would not be surprised if it did. And honestly, that's what people want to see. They want to see action packed, boxing. Who wants to see, even 10 rounds was decent. You know what I'm saying? And some people felt like he should. Okay, another thing that was brought up that I think a lot of people was getting frustrated with how the refs how they kept, talking about his eye and everything and stuff. And I'm just like, dog, you out there, he's out there. Somebody's out there to get the stoppage. Somebody's out there to get the dub. Oh man, how you gonna root against Spence like that, Jacoy Royal? Oh no, I don't know, Jacoy Royal, man, you coming up in here capping, bruh. Jacoy Royal really don't really be capping like that, man. But come on, man, more entertaining than Floyd. Now I would say, um, Spence, like in terms of his, if you're talking about like skill wise and more in his bag or whatever, being able to like I think Tank is more entertaining, but the I, this is where me and you part ways, Jacoy Roy. The reason why I can't give you that is because everybody, like I've been to Floyd fight parties. Pretty much everybody in there wanted Floyd to lose. And while everybody was thinking, oh yeah, ooh, all this other stuff, while this other guy was hitting him, he was really missing. But you'll see like two good hits from Floyd when you slow it down. And then they have to come to their senses like, okay, well, no wonder he's up on the card. Oh, Marlon Stern, yeah, Saturn. Uh, man, Jacoy Royal, man, I'm disappointed, man. I thought you gonna go, man. I thought you gonna. But hey, Stephen Green choosing he choosing Spence too. Floyd be tagging and running. I ain't gonna say that though, Joe Corey Royal. I mean, listen, you can't hit a You can't beat a man that you can't catch. And I used to say the same thing though, Jacoy. When I was younger, I'm like, damn, but at the same token, that's what you fight for. Look at Spence's face and look at Ugas's face. Now, some people like, well, Spence don't be running and all this other stuff, which is true, but he does have solid defense. He just got caught. Floyd done got caught. I mean, the one that stands out in your mind is Mosley. I like Spence, but all this all about the money. Right. Hey, Jacoy, dog, who has more? I put to you like this: if we gonna go there, who's got more marketability? It's Errol Spence. Who's the bigger draw? It's Errol Spence. Now, some people might argue and be like, in terms of skill and who's more versatile, some people might get the edge to, and who got more power and all that other stuff. They might say, uh, what's it called, Terrence Crawford. But in terms of, I mean, look at where everybody was at, Jacoy Roy. Look at where everybody was at. Everybody was in Dallas. Yeah, it will be. I would like that's what I was saying. That's what I was telling Stephen Green. I said this like if had this been like, hey, because remember in my line, Jacoy Royal and Stephen Green noticed too, and True Viking too, because she's into combat sport. Check this out. This fight, people wanted to see a trilogy like 10 years ago, whether it was Spence versus Crawford, whether it was Crawford versus Thurman, whether it was Thurman versus Spence, yada yada yada, whatever. I mean, Porter was all right and everything, but people wanted to see them guys because I'm not gonna sit here and lie, man. Thurman was considered that dude at one point in time. Man, look, Jerry Jones gonna try to do everything in his power to do it, but you heard what Michael Irvin said. He said, "Man, wherever it's at," he said, "I will be there." Michael Irvin got to be. What you know? Man, both of those guys are warriors. Well, we know what the situation was, Jacoy Royal. And everybody's always talking about, oh yeah, Spence was ducking and all this other stuff. No, he wasn't. And Crawford wasn't ducking either. Crawford wasn't ducking either. You said you'll be 35. Nah, I know, man. But hey, you got to blame that a lot of that on Bob Arum. Everybody wants to sit up here and try to blame Crawford and blame Spence. See, that's why, like, guys within the not only the YouTube community but the LDBC, especially, they be going at it talking about, well, this guy was ducking this person and got. We all know it didn't have nothing to do with because them guys wanted to fight. I don't think Crawford was trying to duck no damn smoke. That's why I never said anything about Crawford. I just said that okay, why he hasn't fought anybody, but I had to do my research. I'm like, man, Arum was the one holding his ass back, and Jaron Ennis, yeah, Jaron Ennis, man, see, y'all want to talk about a headhunter? Jaron Ennis is doing that. That's what Jaron Ennis is doing. And you know, like people would tell you, if nobody's giving you the fight, you gotta go hunting. Yeah, Jaron Ennis, man, I'm tired of people sleeping on him. Like I said, these are the guys that's gonna be running boxing next, okay? And boxing's not dying, man. We got some other fights getting ready to come up. We got the Charlo fight coming up. We got the Canelo fight coming up. We got a motherfucking Tank fight coming up. You know what I'm saying? Fury, yeah, even though you know what I'm saying, ain't nobody really paying attention to him or whatever. Remember, we got fights coming up back to back to back. If they generating a lot of money or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Because the next fight, Canelo's next fight gonna be in Dallas. That's what I'm saying. Dallas, I watch any hell yeah. Ennis is that Jaron Ennis is the dog. Now, do I think he's better than Shakur Stevenson? Nah. Right now, Shakur Stevenson, man, one of the best total packages in boxing, and you're gonna see that against Valdez. He's entertaining. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women like him. You know what I'm saying, because he got the little baby face going and everything. Sort of like he got that Ali appeal, but he wants to smoke. But also man, Shakur Stevenson, man, that's my guy, man. Like like right now, my guy, and I know a lot of guys don't like this shit, but it's Canelo. You know what I'm saying? Me and the homie, me and the homie Monty Brown, man, we be like, we be taking a lot of hits about Canelo, but I mean, you got to look at the guy's resume, and you got to look what he's done, and on top of that, more importantly, look at his attitude and look what he brings to the game. But look at what he brings to the table in terms of him being a humble savage. Earl Spence is a humble savage. You know what I'm saying? But if you push him, to that level, then he'll get there. Like you're talking about a guy that outsparred Mayweather, and people talk about it. You're talking about a guy that when he's working out in terms of hitting the bag, he's relentless. Don't take no breaks. Work ethic is off the charts. I'm talking about Spence and as well as Canelo. They both got solid work ethic. You see these guys in the lab. All that talking that Ugas was doing on social media. Oh yeah, man, I'm gonna do this to you. I'm gonna do that to you. What was Earl Spence doing? He was quiet in the lab, getting it done. You do all that talking on social media, all that all that stuff like that. Yeah, it's entertaining for likes and views and stuff like that. Nah, he want belts. He want hardware. He want record books. He want unification. That's what he want. That's what Canelo wants. But they don't want to give him and just do. Oh man, it was rigged. Man. Look, don't come to me talking about nothing was rigged and nothing was fixed. None of that stuff because he could have went down. He could have failed. He could have failed. So I mean, you're not gonna. People gotta really put context. They always talk about putting context and perspective on what they say. Really understand what you're saying. And oh yeah, he's in Texas. He ain't gonna lose and all this other stuff. Man, he had a chance to lose. Charlo, okay, he from Texas and everything, but Castano was working his ass. I mean, it was a draw and everything, but they didn't just give it to him. You still got to earn that bitch. If he'd have got knocked out, it'd have been it really would have been a tough ass fight to come back from. But Ugas has the power. Yeah, he did. Yeah, but hey, listen, power is great, but having a heart and being able to, and the will to be able to stand strong is even better and stand your ground. Like Triple G. I Triple G, regardless of what anybody wants to say, he's got one of the best chins in boxing ever. You know what I'm saying? That man got a chin like a motherfucker. So if you could be able to take it, man, and that's even better, man. You know what I'm saying? Like Canelo got a chin that I don't think a lot of people give him credit for. But yeah, man, I'm finna go ahead and roll out, man. I'll be back on a little bit live later though. But I appreciate everybody pulling up. Stephen Green, True Viking Queen, as always, and the brother Jacory Royal, and True the King, man. I appreciate you showing love, and also Mike. Appreciate y'all pulling up, man. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notification. Polo Sports Talking Entertainment, man. I'll get at you later.